I'm going to teach you the 5 brutal rituals that will completely destroy the weak version of yourself that's been holding you back from the power you deserve. How to systematically eliminate every trace of the man who gets ignored, rejected, and walked over, without any of the feel-good bullshit *T that keeps you stuck in the same pathetic cycle. Here's what happens when you complete these 5 rituals. Week 1. You'll feel alone, uncomfortable, and maybe even regretful. This is your weak identity fighting for survival. Week 2 to 3. Clarity emerges. You start seeing how much energy you wasted on meaningless activities and toxic people. Week 4 to 8. Power builds. You notice you're stronger, more focused, more confident. People start treating you differently. Month 3 plus. Complete transformation. You become the ghost, moving with purpose, building in silence, commanding respect without demanding it. Ghost mode is the only way to rebuild the masculine identity, because real power starts in silence, not noise. But first, let me tell you a story that changed everything. 2 years ago, I was sitting in my car at 2 a.m. after another rejection. Another night of being invisible. Another reminder that I was nothing. The girl I thought I loved was posting pictures with some other guy. My boss had humiliated me in front of the entire team. My bank account was a joke. My reflection in the mirror was a stranger I couldn't respect. I had 2 choices: keep being the weak, reactive man who begged for scraps of attention, or disappear completely and rebuild myself in the shadows. That night, I chose ghost mode. Ghost mode is the only way to rebuild the masculine identity, because real power starts in silence, not noise. While other men are posting their workouts, crying about their feelings, and seeking validation, the ghost operates differently. Here's what nobody tells you. The reason you're stuck isn't because you lack motivation. It's because you're trying to build a new identity on top of the rotting foundation of your old one. You can't renovate a condemned building. You have to demolish it first. What if I told you that your biggest weakness, feeling invisible, is actually your greatest weapon? That while other men are fighting for attention, you can use their distraction to build unstoppable power in the shadows. This isn't about self-improvement. This is about complete identity assassination and rebirth. Ritual 1. The digital death. The first ritual is brutal. Kill your digital identity. For the next 30 days, you become a ghost online. No posts, no stories, no comments seeking validation, no scrolling through other people's highlight reels while your real life crumbles. Here's why this works. Every time you post, you're bleeding power. You're giving away your energy to strangers who don't give a damn about your success. You're training your brain to need external validation instead of building internal strength. Ghost mode truth. Real kings move in silence. While weak men broadcast their every move, you're building an empire nobody sees coming. I did this after that night in my car. Deleted everything. The silence was terrifying at first, but then something incredible happened. I started focusing on reality instead of the digital theater. Your mission: delete all social media apps. Tell no one. Just vanish. Let them wonder where you went. Mystery is power. Ritual 2. The comfort crucifixion. Second ritual. Systematically destroy every comfort zone that's keeping you soft. Cold showers. Training until failure. Eating meals you hate. Sleeping on the floor. Having conversations that scare you. Most men live in a bubble of artificial comfort. They wake up, hit snooze, drink their coffee, scroll their phones, complain about their problems, then repeat. This creates weak neural pathways that worship comfort over growth. The ghost rewires his nervous system for power. I started with 5-minute cold showers. My body screamed. My mind begged me to stop. But every second I stayed under that freezing water, I was murdering the weak version of myself who chose easy over necessary. Your comfort zone is your death zone. Every moment you spend comfortable is a moment your enemies spend growing stronger. Your mission: list 5 things that make you uncomfortable but would make you stronger. Do one every single day. No exceptions. No negotiations with weakness. Ritual 3. The social autopsy. Dissect and eliminate toxic relationships. Look at your current circle. The complainers, the dreamers who never act, the people who mock your ambitions, the energy vampires who drain your motivation. These people aren't just holding you back. They're actively programming you for failure. Ghost mode operates on a simple principle. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If those 5 people are losers, you'll be a loser. I had to cut off friends I'd known for years. It was painful, but I realized they weren't friends. They were anchors disguised as company. Every time I try to level up, they pull me back down to their level of mediocrity. The ghost surrounds himself with excellence or chooses solitude. Your mission: write down everyone in your life. Rate them 1 to 10 on how they impact your growth. Anyone below a 7 gets systematically removed from your life. Replace them with mentors, books, and people who challenge you to become better. Ritual 4. The Identity Inquisition. 4th ritual: interrogate every belief about yourself until only truth remains. Most men are walking around with an identity built on lies. I'm not good with money. I'm not attractive. I'm not leadership material. These aren't facts. They're limiting beliefs disguised as truth. The ghost questions everything. I spent hours writing down every negative belief I had about myself. Then I found evidence that contradicted each one. The weak version of me said, I'm not good with women. The evidence showed I'd never actually tried to become good with women. I just expected success without skill. Your current identity is just a story you've been telling yourself. Stories can be rewritten. Your mission: write down 10 negative beliefs about yourself. Find one example that proves each belief wrong. Then actively contradict these beliefs with your actions every single day. Ritual 5. The Phantom Protocols. 5th ritual: create systems that run your life so your emotions can't sabotage your progress. Weak men rely on motivation. Ghosts rely on systems. You need protocols for everything: morning routine, training schedule, work priorities, evening shutdown. When you operate on systems instead of feelings, you become unstoppable. I created what I call phantom protocols, automated systems that force me to take the right actions even when I don't feel like it. My morning routine is non-negotiable. My training schedule is sacred. My work priorities are predetermined. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. Systems make that choice automatic. Your mission: design 3 non-negotiable daily systems. 1 for morning, 1 for productivity, 1 for evening. Follow them regardless of how you feel. When you subscribe to this channel, you're not just getting videos. You're joining a brotherhood of men who chose power over comfort, silence over noise, growth over stagnation. This channel isn't about motivation. It's about transformation. It's about killing the weak man inside you and birthing the ghost you were meant to become. Your new identity after subscribing: you become a man who builds in silence while others talk. You become someone who creates value instead of consuming distraction. You become the ghost who commands respect through presence, not words. You become unstoppable because you operate on systems, not emotions. Every video on this channel will give you the cold, calculated strategies to build authentic masculine power. No fluff, no feel-good nonsense. Just raw truth that transforms boys into men and men into legends. If you're ready to destroy the old you and become the ghost, here's what you do. First, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Every video will give you another weapon for your transformation. Second, comment Ghost Mode if you're committed to these 5 rituals. I read every comment, and I'm building a community of men who choose power over comfort. Third, start Ritual 1 today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. Delete those apps. Disappear from the digital world. Begin your transformation in silence. Ghost Mode is the only way to rebuild the masculine identity, because real power starts in silence, not noise. The weak version of you dies today. The ghost is born now.